Hey everybody, my name is Brandon. Welcome back to Cinefessions, where we talk all things media. So earlier this year, I did a whole series of buy 2, get 8 free at Disc Replay on their DVDs. Well, that has since changed over to buy 3, get 6 free. So, I have been shopping at my local Disc Replays recently, and I actually have 3 stacks, as of this filming anyway, of different movies to share with you guys. So I figured I would do this in different parts. So today we will go through the first stack of items. The next 2 stacks I think are even more interesting because those are all horror movies, which just always makes me happy. So before we get into this video today, guys, if you do have a quick second, go ahead and hit that like button down below. That engagement really does help me out. But with that said, let's not waste any time at all. Let's dive right into part 1 of my buy 3, get 6 free Disc Replay haul. Alright, so the first one here is actually a UFC DVD that I didn't own. This is UFC 124. So we have St. Pierre versus Koshak. Now, I don't know Koshak. Obviously, everyone knows GSP. He's very famous, but Koshak probably is too. And actually, he looks very familiar. I just don't know the name, but I'm sure I'll recognize him once I get in there and start watching this. But yeah, this one is from December 11th, 2010 out of Montreal, Canada. So I have a pretty decent UFC collection at this point, and I always grab them when I find them dirt cheap like this because that's the best way to get them. So yeah, I figured absolutely when I see one I don't own, I pretty much always pick it up. So this first one here today is UFC 124. This next one I grabbed because I knew my daughter would enjoy this. This is the Smurfs collection. So there are 4 Smurfs movies on here. You have the original movie, and then you have the Smurfs 2, and then I believe these other 2 are like made for TV. You have the Smurfs, The Legend of Smurfy Hollow, and the Smurfs, A Christmas Carol. So a Halloween-themed one, and a Christmas-themed one. My daughter loves themed movies like that. I'm sure she's going to have a great time with this. So, yeah, I do own maybe 1 or 2 of these on Blu-ray already, maybe like the first and second movie. One of those, I think I picked up from Five Below, but I don't own the others, so I thought this was just a cool collection for the super cheap price. I really enjoy the original movie. I love that one a lot, so hopefully I'll like the rest of these when we get around to them, but mostly they're for my daughter. This is the Smurfs collection. This next one is a really cool find. Actually, Mike over at Movie Edge recently posted his Three Stooges collection video, and I happened to come across this like days later. This is brand new, still in the shrink wrap, but it is 6 Three Stooges movies. So you have Rocket Will Travel, The Outlaws is Coming, Rockin' in the Rockies, The Three Stooges Go Around the World in a Daze, The Three Stooges Meet Hercules, which just sounds amazing, and Time Out for Rhythm. So this is actually a Mill Creek Entertainment set, which is awesome. And there's over 8 hours of material here. I cannot wait to dive into this one. This was so cool. The fact that they didn't have this in their box sets made me very, very happy. So yeah, really happy to add this to the collection. This is a 2-disc set. So you're getting 3 movies per disc, which I'm sure the quality is not going to be great, but hey, it's about the content, so I'm excited to check it out. This is 6 different movies from the Three Stooges, brand new. This next one is super random, but it's actually a 90s comedy, which I'd always heard about, but have never seen before. That's fantastic. This is Booty Call, and it is, as you see on the top there, the bootiest edition. So, I mean, how can you pass that up? This just looks fantastic. Awesome cast with Jamie Foxx, Tommy Davidson, Vivica A. Fox on here as well. I'm sure this one is going to be a blast when I get around to it. So, yeah, I couldn't pass up the bootiest edition of any DVD. This is Booty Call. This was kind of a cool find just because I'd never seen it before. This is Joan of Arc, and it stars Lily Sobieski, which is just fascinating to me because I've always liked her, but I don't see her in a ton of stuff. Of course, she's, I talked about her on the channel with Deep Impact, not a movie I absolutely loved, but she was pretty decent in it. Yeah, so like this just looks very interesting to me. Of course, you have other versions of the Joan of Arc story as well. I believe Criterion Collection has The Passion of Joan of Arc, which honestly, I thought I owned, but I just checked and apparently I don't own that. But either way, yeah, so I'm really excited to check this one out and see how she does in this. I've never heard anything about it, so I have no clue if it's well regarded or not, but it looks like a lot of fun. So yeah, definitely looking forward to checking out Joan of Arc. This next one looks like just a ton of fun, absolutely up my alley. This is Future Sport with Dean Cain, Vanessa Williams, and a special appearance by Wesley Snipes. So yeah, this looks like, just absolutely out there. It looks like a post-apocalyptic setting where they are forced to play whatever this game is in order to like save the population or something along those lines. Like, it's in the year 2025 also, which of course is only 2 years from now as of filming, a year and a half actually. And that's just hilarious to me. So yeah, like I'm really excited to see what this one is all about. A highly original turbocharged sci-fi thrill ride. Oh, I cannot wait to see how awful this is. It looks like a made for sci-fi movie. Count me in. Yes, please. Cannot wait to check out Future Sport. This next one I actually recently added to my cheap Blu-rays to find list, but I found it on DVD for super cheap. And actually there was a digital code inside that redeemed in HDX format on Vudu, so that's good enough for me. This is The Impossible. Naomi Watts and Ewan McGregor in this, and of course based on the true story, and it's about a family who gets separated in the tsunami in Thailand. If I'm not I think it's Thailand. Yeah, Thailand. And it's supposed to be just a really powerful movie. I can't remember who was talking about it on their channel, but someone I was watching recently mentioned it. And frankly, I'd always saw this cover and thought, nah, it doesn't really look like something I'd enjoy. But now knowing what it's actually about, I'm really excited to see it. So yeah, looking forward to checking out The Impossible. Here's a movie from the mid-2000s. It actually came out while I was in high school, and I've always wanted to see it because I love the cast. This is Stealing Harvard. So you have Jason Lee in this, one of my favorites, and then Tom Green. Tom Green was a staple of like my middle school and high school days. I loved him. I thought he was hilarious, and has some amazing movies from this era and like the late 90s as well. So this is just one that I haven't gotten around to, and I absolutely need to fix that. Basically, Jason Lee's character agrees to pay, when they were younger, his niece's college bill. Well, she gets into Harvard and he can't afford it, so he turns to his friend or brother, whatever it is, I guess his best friend, Duff, played by Tom Green, and they decide they need to go to a life of crime in order to get in enough money to pay for Harvard. So, sounds absolutely ridiculous. I'm sure it's going to be an absolute riot. Cannot wait to check out this blind spot for me from my high school days, Stealing Harvard. The last one today is one that I believe actually recently got a Blu-ray release from Vinegar Syndrome, but I found the Blu-ray, or the DVD rather, for cheap, so I grabbed it. This is Freeway. Kiefer Sutherland and Reese Witherspoon, and from what I've seen of it, it looks like a thriller, noir type movie. It's from 1996, and so I'm sure it's going to be very interesting. People have raved about the Blu-ray release from Vinegar Syndrome, so I cannot wait to see what it's all about, and if I love it, of course then I can upgrade. I'm into this less than $1 right now, so it's not that big of a deal for me to upgrade down the line. So I figured this would be a great way to check it out and see if maybe that Blu-ray from Vincent is worth it or not. So very excited to check this one out when I get around to it. Should be fun. This is Freeway from 1996, and that is the last one in my first stack of my buy 3 get 6 free haul. All right, so my first stack of 9 is in the books, and like I said, I have 2 more stacks over there, at least as of filming. I'm sure I'll go back at some point before I get through all of these, but 2 more stacks, and most of those, if not all of those, are horror movies, so definitely look for part 2 and part 3 coming here in the coming weeks. But let me know down in the comments below, have you watched any of these stack of 9 here? If you have, what do you recommend from that pile? Anything that I need to put toward the top of the list? Is Freeway as interesting as it sounds? Is it worth the Vinegar Syndrome Blu-ray upgrade? I guess I'll make that determination for myself once I watch it, but let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below about that or anything else. I appreciate any and all support down there. And before I go, I will make another plug. Check out my video here. It talks about a contest. All you have to do is guess what my rating is going to be on my TBW for the upcoming couple of months here, and you could be entered for a chance to win an Amazon gift card as long as we get at least 25 participants. So check out that video here on the channel. You can't miss it. It's the only one that talks about a contest. But anyway, guys, before you go, hit that like button down below. That engagement really does help me out. And like I always say, I don't just talk movies, I talk all things media. Books, movies, video games, graphic novels, manga. If it's media related, I'm interested in it. And if you are too, you might consider subscribing. Alright guys, so that's going to do it for today. I just want to say thank you all so much for watching. And I want to encourage you to consume some media today. I'll catch you next time.